Hello, welcome to the Long Island weather update. A little early tonight. It's 8:30, and yeah, it's raining out there. Obviously, heavy rain, windy conditions, warm. Luckily, the winds haven't been anything too extreme so far. Let's look at what we got. So this is the radar right here. You can see, and there it looks like there's a blob of some really heavy rain that's moving into Long Island, western parts of Long Island, the city, and Nassau County. And looking at our current conditions out there, wind gusts are in red, so we've got a 33 mile an hour wind gust at JFK. I don't see anything higher than that right now. 28 mile an hour wind gust at Jones Beach. We have a 38 mile an hour wind gust at Kings Point. It's pretty strong. And temperatures are in the upper 50s right now. So Islip's 57 degrees. You can see very, very humid conditions. It's been that way throughout the entire day. Periods of light to moderate rain. You see there, very warm and humid conditions. At Islip being reported there. High was 57, so the temperatures are going to keep rising. I see a 34 mile an hour wind gust just popped up at Sandy Hook. Actually, it's a 49 mile an hour wind gust being reported, according to this observation. So we're starting to see some of those stronger wind gusts in those thunderstorms. Oh my, look at this one here. A wind gust to, it's just showing a constant wind speed of 48 miles an hour. So yeah, in this shower here that's approaching Nassau County, we're going to get some stronger wind gusts, I think, out of this. Again, it's tapping into the higher winds aloft. Is that a 44 mile now? That's 14. So yeah, we got some strong winds, and these winds are going to pick up as this front starts moving east. And you can see 60s in New Jersey there, 61, 60 and 61 around Toms River. And you can see the cooler air off to the west, so you can sort of see where the front is. So you can see where the front is. This is there was a tornado watch in effect for parts of the Carolinas. See there, and the shore is up pushing close to 70 degrees there. There's a buoy way out in the ocean that's saying 74 degrees with a dew point of 71, which is insane. Let's look at some of these buoys. Wave height is nearly 7 feet. So this is just we're getting into the worst of it tonight. All right, let's look at have another look at the radar here, and you'll see here. Here's that heavier rain now moving in, and see where those oranges and reds are. Doesn't look like it's heading for Suffolk County, but it is moving over Nassau County, and these are where there can be some embedded stronger winds with this. You can see this stretches all the way down. That you can see that tropical. This is like an atmospheric river event. Similar to what they've been dealing with in California. They dealt with it last year, and they're dealing with it again this year to some extent as well. This is what we're seeing more and more of due to climate change, of course. Power outages, only 351 on Long Island. Not really much to show you here. You can also look at the winter map for rainfall totals, and you can see there's some rainfall totals of higher amounts in Nassau County, 1.5 inches. Suffolk not as western Suffolk. It looks like I see some areas where you have 1.5 inches, and the rain's gonna. We're just beginning here. We're gonna see a lot more rain, and you can see Jersey Shore also around 1.5 inches as well. Let's go to the power outage U.S. Right now, nothing. Well, New Jersey has a 2,001 2,001. It looks like Monmouth has 1,000 out. So this is some of the action that's coming our way later tonight, and I'll try to update you as much as I can. We still have a lot of power. We have power outages in North Carolina, it looks like. But Tennessee was hit very hard, obviously, by those tornadoes yesterday. And substations were destroyed as a result of this. There was really massive damage. It's amazing this isn't worse than it is, but really severe damage. Georgia also has a lot of outages as well, probably due to these severe thunderstorms came through. It's affecting the whole East Coast basically. I'm going to go back to the weather and hazards map and look at the rainfall amounts so far. And we'll do the 24-hour. And you'll see here that, amazingly, we don't have anything in effect. I don't see any shades over us. All right, that is definitely wrong. That is not right at all. I don't know why this isn't working. We'll do 12 hours. All right, that seems to work. All right, so you'll see here, yeah, Nassau County, especially over 1.5 inches already. The city, not as much, so it seems like it's setting up over Nassau County and the Jersey Shore for now. It seems to be the higher amounts are, generally speaking. So, all right, I don't know why the weather and hazards map is not displaying current. All right, high wind warning is in effect for Suffolk County. It looks like, let's see what we have. High wind warning for Suffolk, not Nassau. That's until 11 a.m. Monday. So yeah, for some reason that didn't show up on the viewer there. High wind advisory for Nassau County, and then we also have the flood watch as well going on. So yeah, this is what we got going on. And yeah, you can see on the satellite there. Look at that bright white. That's incredible. That's incredible. So if we go to the East Coast, let's see if we can do this. Eastern U.S. Let's see if they've got an Eastern U.S. or U.S. Atlantic coast. We could use this one here. Yeah, this kind of shows the feed right here. Look at that. It's going all the way up from the tropics. In fact, we've got to go even bigger than that. Let's go to the CONUS. So, yeah, look at that. That's your feed right there. That's your LLJ. Again, when you have warmer than normal oceans, it's more moisture to feed into these storms, and therefore you're getting what you're getting now. It's not rocket science. So, yeah, that is quite a plume of moisture right there. Quite a plume of moisture. And could also put the lightning on there as well, so we can do that. You can see there is lightning, not in our area, but it wouldn't be surprised me if we see a thunderstorm or two tonight. So let's just go over to the models here, and obviously we're in an outcasting situation, and in this weather video I'm just covering the current storm through to tomorrow. So let's look at the HRRR. We don't really have enough of the 0Z in yet, so I will go back to the 23Z, which should take us through the remainder of the storm. So you'll see here there's that heavy rain, and you can see it's going to continue overnight and then taper off by, I would say, later in the morning tomorrow. This is again the HRRR right now. As far as the amount, this is additional rainfall here that we're going to see, and we could see an additional 2, maybe 3 inches of rain on top of what we've already gotten. All right, so that's something that, and this is the HRRR, obviously. Let's look at the dew points and wind flow. So I'll kind of show you the front here. So you can see those strong southerlies. Looks like around a little after midnight tonight, we should see the wind shift to the northwest and the drier air move in a little bit after midnight. You can see again right now that we're dealing with those strong, very strong southerlies that we're dealing with, and that's that LLJ. Let's look at the LLJ on here as well. So here's the LLJ, and you can see here's the LLJ. So the LLJ, you can see those purples, especially over Suffolk County. That's where your stronger winds are going to be. Probably around 10 o'clock tonight. I would say 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And you can see they're going to be sitting over Suffolk County for a while. So Suffolk County is going to see some pretty strong wind gusts. Fortunately, for us in Nassau, it looks like we'll be spared that. Again, this is just above the surface, but still very strong winds just above the surface. And that is going to be a threat for Suffolk County until, I would say, 5 a.m., especially for the east end. It's going to hang on. And then it gets even worse for the Cape. So that's quite a boundary right there that you're seeing. Quite a boundary that you're seeing. So let's look at the temperatures, I guess. Again, show you where that front is. You get the idea when it's going to... You can see how it hangs on in Suffolk. So let's look at the some other models. Let's go to the NAM. You know, the NAM was frightening last night. We're going to look at it again tonight. And you can see the NAM kind of matching up pretty well with what's going on. You can see that heavy rain. Look at that. Some really torrential rain, possible squall line forming. Looks like the squall line's going to happen just east of Long Island there, but wow. This is the NAM, obviously, but I think the NAM is pretty accurate here as to what's going on. And you can see right there. So, I can hear the rain coming down out there. It's really, really pouring. Total accumulated precip on the NAM. And this is, again, on top of what has fallen since 18Z. So it's on top of what's fallen since later this afternoon. Another possible 2 inches or more of rain, likely at this point. Looking at that wind aloft, let's go ahead and look at that. All right, so this is your 850 wind, and you can see, look at it. There it is. So pretty much lining up with the HRRR, where that Suffolk County is going to have that. That's why Suffolk County has the high wind warning and not us. We're just in the wind advisory. But you can see, wow, that's some pretty intense stuff right there. That's your LLJ for you. All right. And again, it'll be over by tomorrow, and we'll be getting better, though we'll still have the breezy conditions. It'll still be breezy tomorrow, but it won't be damaging winds. Though we could still have some, pretty strong winds even tomorrow afternoon, I think. So we're going to now go into the Ventus sky and visualize this a different way. And whoops, why am I over here? All right, let's get back over here. So this kind of shows you, again, the LLJ, the warmth that we're dealing with tonight. All right, so we look at wind gusts here. We'll take you through the rest of this night here. And you can see here, the stronger winds are over Suffolk County, not so much Nassau. All right. And it gets worse over Suffolk. You can see that, 43. Still think it's being maybe a tad too conservative. But look at the back end. We could have some strong winds on the back end around 3 a.m. when this cold front comes through as well. 45-mile-an-hour winds as well. Won't be quite as strong as the LLJ, but it could still cause some power outages. And then into tomorrow, we'll have winds, but not as crazy. So, let's look at the thunderstorm threat here. Cape, there's an input. Look at that boundary. I mean, that's just sitting right there. That's a focal point right there. That's a focal point, all right, for a lot of rainfall. All right, we're going to go to wind speed here. We'll just take you up above the surface. Above the surface, let's go 500 meters up. I think this is a good example. So this is sort of like what's going on, what it's showing right now. And you can see the strongest LLJs over Suffolk. But then it kind of spreads a little bit westward, you can see. 71. This is, again, not that far above the surface. And then look at how intense it gets here, 80 miles an hour. So any one of these thunderstorms could tap into these gusts. So even if you could have these isolated wind gusts up of 80 miles an hour being pushed down to the surface. But the worst of it seems to be over Suffolk. Though it's a close call for Nassau. Here in Jersey, you're avoiding most of it. 80 miles an hour here, aloft right here, just off to our east in Suffolk County. This is at 500 meters, which is not that high off the surface. The HRRR pushes it off a little quicker, though. 3 a.m., it just has it over the South Fork, and then it's out of here by after 5 a.m., and then the Cape is dealing with it. So, some really strong winds out there. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this, and that power outage number, I'm sure, is going to go way up tonight as we deal with this LLJ. Let's go and look at, go back to tropical tidbits, because there are just a few more things I want to look at there. One more thing that one parameter that we did not check out last night that I want to check out now. I don't think the HRRR does it. We have to use the NAM. And that is FGen. So this is where you have a lot of the lift in the atmosphere, and look at that. That's where you have that heavy precipitation. So this is the FGen on the NAM. I'll go look at it on the GFS next. GFS looks a little different. But you can see that that's very strong FGen that we're seeing. All right. And that's, again, a sign of a lot of lift in the atmosphere, a lot of precipitation being produced. FGen frontogenesis is showing that you can see that's what's causing all that lift. And that lift is going to be convective in nature. And that's why I think we could have some thunderstorms, definitely. Even though we're not showing any right now, I think there's still a good chance that we're going to see some a little later on tonight. So I'll keep you updated on this storm. Again, we've got the high wind warning for Suffolk County, the wind advisory for Nassau County and the city and the rest of the area, and a flood watch. That's for the entire area. So, and we're going to go lastly, right over our climate statistics very briefly before I end this video here. We can load them up. And you can see here, the high of 57 was way over the normal high of 46. So 11 degrees above normal there. The low of 46 was 15 degrees above normal, putting us a whopping 14 degrees above normal at Islip today. Central Park, 14 degrees above normal. So about 14 to 15 degrees above normal for the day. Anomalously warm weather. And I'll have another video for you later tonight on the storm as long as I can. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. Be safe out there if you do have to go out.